many people coming on. Hi. Hi. Just going to wait a few minutes for a couple people to come on. We'll talk about some stuff. You guys can ask me questions. I'm really excited. I haven't done a live in a while. Life's just been crazy. Life's just been so busy. Amazon has been really busy. Hi. There's just so much going on. So I've been teaching classes. I've been with my parents. I've been trying to focus on my business. There's just been so much happening. So we'll talk a little bit about Q2. We'll talk about some holidays, and you guys can ask me a million questions. So hi, everybody. I see everybody joining. Some old students, some new students, some people I don't know, which is fantastic. Hi. Hi, everybody. I'm so glad you guys came on tonight. I know it's kind of like a weird night, Monday night, The Bachelor's on, and I don't know if some of you watch The Bachelor or not, but I do. So I was hoping to see you guys if you guys wanted me to do Tuesday instead, but Monday was totally fine. I'm glad you guys are here. Hi, guys. Hi, everybody. Oh my God, all my friends are here. Hi. I hope everybody's doing great. Happy Monday, guys. Oh, it's great. Somebody says... Oh, Stephanie, you said you were just in the last class. I already have a few shipments out. Hi, guys. Hi, everybody. It's so nice to see all of you. I'm really happy you guys are here. So I want to just have a brief little conversation with you guys about what's going to go on over the next few months with Amazon. I know most of you have already have your Amazon accounts. Do I do a course not for only women? No, but I will eventually at some point. I mean, every course is for men, let's be honest. But I designed a course that's strictly for women, to help empower women and to expose them to Amazon. But it's not anything personal. Trust me when I tell you, I'd love to teach everybody if I could. Hi, everybody. It's so nice to see all of you. So I started the video out. I was talking about how busy it's been. People are saying that Amazon is having, everybody's down and it's February. And honestly, I find it to be just the opposite. I found that January and February have been so much stronger for me versus last year, versus several years before that. I've been doing Amazon. This is going to be my 6th year now. So it's been a little hectic, to say the least, but, I'm glad things are progressing the way that they are, and I'm here to help you guys. I'm here to actually give you guys advice and answer questions, and I hope that I can help guide you and get your businesses going so that you guys can feel like, it's such a successful business, honestly. Amazon's a multi-trillion-dollar business. Like, I can't even fathom that. I can't wrap my head around that. That's not a real number for me. Imagine multi-trillion dollars. We should all have a little piece of it. I don't see why we couldn't. Ah, Shannon is here. Hello, Shannon. Nice to see you. So let's talk just a little bit about Q2. Q2 is coming up in 2.5 weeks. And people get really down on Q2. They feel like it's not, it's not like a hot time of the year like Q1. Could be a little bit has potential to be. My mom is here. Hi, Mom. Q1 has potential to be really strong and come in, and take you over the threshold of Q4. Thank you. But Q2, everybody gets really nervous. Q2 and Q3. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know what's going to happen this Q3 and this Q2. I can tell you that so far what I've seen has been a progress that has been quite interesting, and it doesn't seem like it's happened before. So keep pumping the boxes in, feed the beast, keep going on with your listings, keep going on with bundles or whatever it is that you do. If you do wholesale or private label, push. Now's the time. I will tell you that summer can be have a little bit of a slump. So you want to kind of be prepared for it. You kind of want to have that storage bear mentality where you, yes, Oakbrook's men are allowed in the chat. You want to have that sort of like bear mentality where you're hibernating. You want to kind of bring all your stuff together and start to push it out. Because once, August rolls around, it becomes insane. It's just absolutely crazy. So let's just talk about a couple little holidays. Then you guys can ask me questions and I'm here for you, whatever you want to talk about. So this might be a little bit funny to you guys, but this is a tip that someone taught me a long time ago. that I thought was actually a joke, to be quite honest. And once I tell you what it is, you'll understand why. So someone says to me to start looking for items for April Fools. Now, April Fools is clearly 3 weeks away, and it may be a little bit tough for you to find items that, Shannon says she's going to sit in a corner. It may be a little bit tough for you guys to find items for, jokesters or pranks or stuff like that. But believe it or not, you'll find that Facebook ads, Instagram ads will start to blow up with, those confetti things that pop all over the place, the glitter that pops all over the place. And, it takes months to clean up and stuff like that. And the cards that play music and don't stop playing music, like you put it in the ceiling fan and, and people just go nuts over it. So that's something for you to consider even further on down the line. Even if you don't wind up doing it this year, if you know anybody that, or you can even go online, to be quite honest with you, you can go on to AliExpress, or you can go on to Oriental Trading or something like that. They have, right, Shannon said the fake poo-poo. You put the little fake poo-poo. Those are things that legitimately sell. I had a friend who I taught probably 2 or 3 years ago. She bought fake cockroaches. And I know it sounds really weird and insane, and you go onto AliExpress and they're so cheap. There's like a bag of 100 of them for, I don't know, maybe $8 or something like that. And she blew them out. She bought hundreds of them and blew them out. Yes, Sylvia, spiders, anything that's really, funny, comical, fake mice, fake rats, fake whoopee cushions. Absolutely, Ashley. So anything that could potentially be like a joke, or, the gum that tastes really bad, things like that. And believe it or not, that stuff goes crazy. So that's something for you to consider. Again, not necessarily for this time around, because we have a very short amount of time for it all to happen, but maybe potentially in the future for you guys. After that comes Easter. And I've talked to a lot of you about Easter baskets and Easter bundles and Easter, just Easter shopping, decorations, and all this different stuff. And I'll actually tell you guys a story. Some of you may know this story already, some of you may not. But several years ago, when I first started my Amazon business, I had purchased, I went to like a CVS, like a pharmacy kind of store that had pre-made baskets that were really, really cheap looking. I mean, they were not nice. They were just very plastic, had like M&Ms and a coloring book and like a little car in it. It was really, really cheap and cheesy. But I had a coupon for 30% off, and I was really excited about using it. So I said, all right, I'm going to buy one. And I think it cost me like, I don't know, $10 or something like that, $12. It wasn't a lot of money. It wasn't a little bit of money, but I bought one to test. And I checked the listing and I scanned it, obviously. And the scan came up that there were no sellers, which is actually my favorite thing in the world when there are no sellers. But there were no sellers, and I wound up taking it home and I wrapped it. I wrapped it real careful. I put it in a box, had a little bit of a headache over it. Cried a few tears because I wasn't exactly sure what to do with it. I had to get it to Amazon safely. And it turns out that as soon as it checked into Amazon, I put it up for $60 and it sold immediately. And I went back to CVS and I bought several more. And these things were big, but I'm telling you, they were cheesy. They were not nice. There was nothing interesting in them. They just weren't like what you would imagine an Easter basket to be. They're exactly what you would imagine a CVS brand Easter basket to be. So I wound up buying some more and I sold them. And then some people jumped on the listing. And believe it or not, that listing never tanked. Easter baskets pre-made are a huge, huge business. You do have enough time to do some Easter baskets if it's something that you like. But I do suggest that you be very careful with things like shaking, spillage. Understand Amazon has a 4-foot drop rule that if you drop something for over 4 feet and if it breaks, it's not going to withstand the test of Amazon's warehouse. So just think about that when you're making your, now I tell you, you'll be fine. I'm sure everything will be fine. Trust me, I send in glass all the time and I don't wrap it the way I should because I'm a very naughty girl. But, I'm sure everything will be fine. I really highly doubt that it's not going to be okay. So Easter baskets are great. Great idea. And essentially you could do that for every holiday. You could do Halloween baskets. You could do Easter baskets every single holiday. And also Mother's Day. But we'll talk about Mother's Day in a minute. The next holiday after Easter, obviously, is Earth Day. And I know, same thing weird like April Fools. Like maybe not that many people will buy stuff. But believe it or not, people buy tons of stuff for Earth Day. And the most ironic and craziest part of the whole thing is they buy like plastic toys which for Earth Day is like the total anti no. Hi. It's the total anti no. Plastic and recycling and the whole thing like that. But I'll answer your question in a minute. But yeah, so for Earth Day, people love all kinds of tchotchkes. I don't know what the other word is, like little knickknacks and toys and stuff like that. Earth Day is our wedding anniversary. Starts with wedding season. Absolutely. I was going to talk about wedding season and Mother's Day coming up. Also, Cinco de Mayo. Think about, doing little baskets with some maracas, maybe a sombrero. And I know it sounds really cheesy, sounds really cheap. Oriental trading, AliExpress, any party store, Party City. Hi, any kind of party event place that has, little toys and little maracas and little clappers and stuff like that. Those are all things that you can sell on Amazon over the next literally month. You've got like a month and a half to do it. Mother's Day, you've got wedding season, you've got prom season, you've got baby showers and all that stuff, graduation. Those May, June, July months are very tight when it comes to all of the different holidays. Mother's Day, Father's Day, that's like the big span of favors. So again, if you're ever looking to something, graduation, if you find anything that looks like it could potentially be something that you could give as gifts or you could give as party favors, it doesn't necessarily have to even be personalized. Like I know personally, for communions and stuff like that, communions, confirmations, people buy little bubbles or they'll buy little picture frames or stuff like that, and they'll buy them in bulk. They'll buy them for the entire party. They're not going to just buy one or two and test. They're going to buy them all. And you can sell them in lots. You don't have to sell single individual, little tiny miniature picture frames. You can sell a lot of 20 or a lot of 10 or a lot of 12. And they will buy them like that. They will buy them like that in bulk because those are things that they need. So April, May, and June are like really big holiday months, huge Amazon months. After that comes July 4th, and then it completely dies out until back to school, the end of August, the beginning of September. And then the next big holiday after that is Halloween. And I know it sounds like I'm rushing you guys, but believe me when I tell you, I'm doing this 6 years. It goes so fast. So fast. Like I feel it was just October yesterday. Like yesterday feels like Halloween. And today now is, I don't even know what day today is. It's like March. It's March 11th. And I just find that it goes so quick, especially when you're busy. And your Amazon sales start to pick up. Then you're like, wow, this is great. And then you start to lose track of days and time. And I ask everybody that I know, like, is today really Saturday? Is today really Tuesday? And it's only because there's just so much going on. Triple Crown worth it. Absolutely. Triple Crown. I was at Aqueduct the other day. I was thought about you. I'm going to go back and scroll through some questions now. Feel free, guys, to ask me anything you like about Amazon. You can ask me personal questions too. I may not answer them, but we could try. So the holidays are really important. Don't forget about them. You can go onto Google and you can type in like 2019 holiday schedule. And like then there are those little off holidays. And I'm sure you guys have heard of like, Donut Lover Day and I don't know, Horse Appreciation or, Boss's Day, which should never be a holiday. But, there's always some kind of, there's always something going on. There's always a way that somebody can make money offering these different things to people for these different holidays, and people are genuinely looking for them. It's constant. It's always going to be around. So let me just see what's going on. Let's see if we can find some questions. Somebody says that she's learning so much right now. That's good. What kind of glass do I sell on Amazon? I don't know. It could be like a candle. It could be like a beer mug or a beer stein or something like that. It depends on the holiday. Oktoberfest, obviously for steins. Even for like weddings, you do the bride and groom that's engraved, that's already like pre-etched. You could do something like that. That's always an option. To sell that with like a cake slice, that's an option. Tons and tons of stuff. The sky is the limit with this, you guys. You never have to limit yourself. Obviously, you're going to go out there and scan. You're going to do your retail arbitrage. You're going to do your online arbitrage. You're going to look for stuff online. there's tons and tons of information and opportunity out there. And I know a lot of you, like some of you that have been in the class and some of you that know me personally, whatever, you tell me, oh my God, Mandy, I have no idea what to scan. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm so lost. And like, I'll go to a store or I'll, just walk in random and be like, I don't know how everybody doesn't walk into every single store and just scan everything. And I mean, some people have time, some people don't, I get it. But I personally will scan everything. There are some tips and tricks that we teach you in the class that Shannon and I do. And there was one specific one that we ended the class with this time, which I think we've only told one other class previously to this. I'm not going to tell you what it is because it is a tip and a trick, but everybody's like, oh my God, I didn't know that I could scan that. And the truth of the matter is you should scan everything. Everything. Imagine, soup to nuts, everything. Let's see what's going on. Anybody have any questions? I'm scrolling. How do your listings for these items get traction? How do you rank, like for Easter? In the course in the group that we have, we teach listing optimization, which allows you to gain traction via keywords, via title, via pictures, via other methods. We don't do any advertising. I don't promote pay-per-click, although there are people that I know and that I also myself do pay-per-click, but usually only around the holidays like Christmas and Thanksgiving when I really want to push some items and I really want to kind of get the bulk out. But we don't promote any kind of advertising or anything like that. I want you guys to learn how to do your own listings. It's super important. I mean, if you're going to do Amazon, you should know everything. You should know the entire back end, the entire system, how to list, how to scan, how to find items via online, retail, even wholesale and private label at some point. I think everybody should learn every aspect because you never know how it's going to change. I mean, let's be honest, like we read every day about Amazon's newest policy, newest issue, newest policy alert or IP claim or suspension or something like that. And, it can be kind of scary sometimes and we have to stay on top of it, guys. It's so important. This is your business. This is how you guys are making money, whether it be part-time or full-time. Like I do this full-time. If this goes under, I go under with it. So it's important for you guys to stay on top of it and learn all of these different aspects. So yes, things like listing, things like scanning and online arbitrage, those are important for you to know. And even pay-per-click. I mean, eventually you guys should probably learn about some pay-per-click as well. And I know Shannon and I have been talking about doing maybe an intermediate class. That might be something that we'll approach as the next couple months keep rolling around. I'm an accountant and I mentioned tax season. We're all so busy. We order snacks on Amazon. We really order everything on Amazon. And I'll be honest with you, like, I order stuff on Amazon Prime now all the time because it comes to my house in like 30 minutes or an hour or whatever it is that I need stuff. And it can be anything. Like, I don't feel well, I get Dayquil. If I have a headache, I get Tylenol. Or, I feel like having a Diet Coke, I order a bottle of Diet Coke or whatever it is. And it comes right to your door. They knock and they leave the bag and it goes away. So Amazon is crazy. This is the way to go right now. There's no other way. eBay is a great platform. Poshmark is a great platform. Mercari is a great platform. OfferUp, Let Go, Facebook Marketplace, all great, Etsy, all great marketplaces. Don't get me wrong. But none of them have the leverage that Amazon has. And you all know this. I'm not telling you anything you guys don't already know at this point. Let's see. Is my next class full? I don't know. You have to send me a message. I haven't taken a full tally yet. I know there's a lot of messages that I haven't gotten to yet, but feel free to shoot me a message and I can let you know what's going on. Do you have to be unharmed to sell on Amazon? Well, I hope you're unharmed, honey, because if you're harmed, we got problems. I think you mean ungated. Ungated, it depends. There are certain categories and brands that you will be ungated in. And again, in the class we teach how to get ungated in certain categories and brands. Some with invoices, some without invoices. We use several different methods. All of them are completely legitimate. There's no issue. Yeah, you'll find that there are a lot of brands that are restricted and that continuously become restricted as time passes. So now, I don't know if you guys have been around for a while, but about a year ago, I want to say, Nike went back to Amazon and said to Amazon, well, we want to regate everything. We want to close the gates down on everyone and start fresh because there's been too many issues with counterfeits and intellectual property claims, just the whole nightmare legal debacle that goes on in these big, multi-million-dollar corporation worlds. And they closed the gates on everybody. They didn't let anybody sell Nike for a while. And then they started to ungate as you had good metrics and as you had established accounts. And now it seems like everybody is selling Nike again, but it's because everybody took the time to invest in their business and grow it so that they were allowed to sell it. I know people that have had accounts for 3-4 years that are still not allowed to sell Nike, Adidas, and stuff like that. And I'm allowed to sell it. I just choose not to. How much money do you need to start Amazon? You don't need a lot of money at all. Shannon will tell you she started with just a couple $100s. I started with about $500, I want to say. I had a full-time job. My life was in chaos at the time. And I just felt like, why not? Let me just try it, see what happens. And I wound up leaving this stuff all over my house, and I didn't have the motivation to do it. And then one of my friends came over and she said to me, let's do it. Let's just send this stuff out and see what happens. And we sent it, and the stuff literally started to sell as soon as it checked in. I mean, like all of it sold as soon as it checked in. So it just goes to show you that, any investment you can make into your business, obviously, you're investing into your future. And I personally look at it like almost like a stock that will always continuously grow. It's never going to depreciate unless you don't treat it right, unless you don't do the right thing. So if you continuously, let's say, add $50 a month or $100 a month to your account, it will continuously grow because you're never going to have a loss. If you ever have a loss, it may be minimal, but you shouldn't be having any losses if you're trained correctly or if you learned correctly how to do retail arbitrage, online arbitrage. Everything you make should make you a profit, even if it's $1. I mean, I don't support $5 flips. Everybody knows that. No more $5 flips. Everybody knows that. I don't support anything under $5 or $5 or below. I don't want to make that money. My time is way more valuable than that. But if you can make $5 and if that fits your business model, if that fits what you're comfortable with and you can sell it 50 or 100 times a month, hey man, by all means, everybody's got their own plan. Everybody's got their own business ideas and how they want to run things and how they want to procure their ROI and just everything. So don't feel like you're under the gun to put in $1,000 or $10,000 or $1 million. Obviously, I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. The more you put in, the more it'll come back to you, and the faster it'll be able to grow your business, the faster you'll be able to get out of a job that you don't want to, or travel, or do whatever you want. But it's not realistic for most of us, honestly. It's not even realistic for me, and I'm doing this a long time. I invest what I can invest, and the rest goes to my bills, my life, my expenses, and whatever else. There's no right or wrong answer. You can invest whatever you feel comfortable with. What categories am I currently ungated in? A lot. Like 700 and 800 and something categories and brands. And I actually had to pay someone to get me ungated in topicals about 2 years ago. I just couldn't get ungated in topicals for some reason. And topicals being anything that you put on your skin. It could be lotion, perfume, just anything of that nature. And I had to pay someone to get ungated. But I know that tons of people are getting ungated in topicals now very easily. Mika, you're struggling with bundles. You're thinking about getting merchant words. Merchant words aren't going to help you with your bundle, honey. They're not. Merchant words is only going to help you with your listing. But if you want to send Shannon or I a private message, excuse me, we can talk to you about, getting you situated with your bundles. How long did it take before I made my first sale on Amazon? That's a funny story too. So a lot of funny stories tonight. So my best friend and I learned Amazon at the same time. We learned together. We invested in a mentorship, which was amazing. I couldn't have asked for anybody better. He's a great man, and I actually still learn from him to this day. And we went to like some discount store in Manhattan, which was like a really crappy discount store, to be quite honest with you. We were like really like, ugh. And we scanned some stuff and we found iced tea makers. And there was a pallet of them on the floor. And my girlfriend says to me, do you want to try one? And I'm like, you know what? It's ranked 110,000, which is okay, I guess. I mean, we really didn't know entirely what we were doing. and we paid $10 for it, and it sold for $110. And we bought 6 or 8 of them, but we were terrified. I mean, we were shaking in our boots that we were going to get stuck with all these iced tea makers. And it just turns out it was discontinued. We didn't know. But we went back a couple days later and the pallet had sold out. But had we continued on with that, we could have very easily flipped a couple $1,000s for our very very first transaction. And I actually have the receipt. I merchant fulfilled it myself, which is against everything that I tell you to do now. But back then it was different, and I merchant fulfilled it, and I have the receipt here. I'm actually going to hang it one day, whenever I get time. What scanner do I use? I just use my iPhone. I don't use anything fancy. There's no reason to. People like to invest in extra stuff, and it's fine if your business is growing and if you have tons of extra money and you want to. Me personally, I'd rather throw that money into the business. I do the same work with a scanner as I do with my iPhone. For me, it just works out better. I'm a very simplistic person. I don't like a lot of complications when I'm trying to do business, when I'm trying to focus. I don't want to have to worry about a scanner or people in a Target saying, "Why are you scanning stuff? You don't work here." I don't want any of that. Oakbrook says he wants to specialize in bachelorette parties. You absolutely can. You can do whatever you like. Am I saying that I hand make my baskets or do I prepare? I don't hand make anything, honey. You don't want to see what I make. My mama can tell you I don't make nothing good. I don't make eggs good. I don't make nothing good. I'm not creative. I'm a very in-the-box thinker. Anybody that takes my class can tell you that I tell them this all the time. I'm very, very honest about it. No, I just, we'll figure out some things that go together in an Easter basket and make a nice Easter basket presentation. Again, it's a science. It's more of a science than actual creativity. That's how I find it. If you were just diving into bundles, where would you start? Sold at FBA for a while, looking at bundles. I mean, to be honest with you, there's tons of different things out there that you could potentially bundle. Think about holidays. Again, we can go back to the whole holiday aspect. Easter baskets, Mother's Day, Father's Day, Cinco de Mayo. That might be a place for you to start. How do you get permission to sell a certain product from the manufacturer? You'd have to contact the manufacturer, the brand owner. It's not easy. It's definitely not easy. And especially if you're doing wholesale, which I know nothing about, and I'm not a wholesale expert by any means, and I take everything that I tell you about wholesale very lightly. But from what I've learned, if you contact the brand owner and they find out that you're selling on Amazon, a lot of them will not be so nice to you, and potentially try to cut you off because they want to sell on Amazon. I mean, everybody knows how much money Amazon has. Everybody knows how much money you can make on Amazon. There isn't anybody in this entire world that doesn't know what Amazon is. If you have a computer, if you don't have a computer, you know what Amazon is, what the capabilities are, that everything is for sale. Everything is for sale. So it's not easy, but it is possible. It's not impossible. I can't guide you on it. Unfortunately, I don't know how, but I'm sure there's other people out there that can. You guys are funny. Some of the comments are really funny. I'm not going to read all of it because it makes me blush a little bit, but it's funny. I appreciate all you guys and the love that you guys give me. How much does it cost to sell on Amazon? Amazon has a $39.99 professional level fee. And then you also have things like to consider, like your fees and pick and pack, shipping fees and stuff like that. For me, I find that the fees that Amazon charges, some people get really up in arms about it and say, "Oh my God, they're so expensive, and how do you make a living off of it?" And to be honest with you, I find that their fees, their shipping fees and their pick and pack fees are relatively fair. And I mean, nobody should ever repeat that to them because I don't want them to charge me more money. But, for what they do, I think that it's relatively fair. I really do. So Amazon has a $39.99 fee monthly. Or you can take an individual plan, which I think is like, I don't know, I've never used an individual plan, but I think it's like $1 per listing and then maybe some change. Maybe somebody in the chat can answer. But me personally, I always suggest, anybody that I talk to, I always suggest that that you take the professional plan. It's just so much better. There's so much more opportunity out there for you. You get ungated so much easier. I just personally find that it's better. If listing a bundle, do you have to be ungated for each item? Yes, you do. Don't try to go around it. It will not work. I started Amazon with brand new stuff laying around my house, gift stuff I bought and never used. Absolutely. 100%. Some people garage sales. Some people go to thrift shops. Some people start with the stuff around their house that they don't need anymore. I mean, you know, like Reezy talks about it all the time. Like you just go around your house and start scanning stuff and maybe you'll find a hit. You know, maybe you'll find something that, a toy that your children don't use anymore, whatever it is, and you put it up on Amazon, or a toy that your kid didn't like, or a book that you've never read, and you wind up putting it up on Amazon and just make some money back. That's a great way to start, absolutely. I don't teach any of that. I only teach retail and online arbitrage. I teach bundling and listing, and then Amazon's back end, shipping policies and stuff like that. I find that if you learn a more advanced way in the beginning, you don't struggle as much. When you start backwards and you have like a harder time advancing forward, especially without a mentorship or classes or gurus or whatever it is. I'm not a guru by any means, but there always has to be somebody to take you to that next level. So I suggest that if you're going to start, don't just focus on doing garage sales and thrift stores and household stuff. I think you should focus on what the next step is going to be as well. So you kind of learn everything in a bulk process as opposed to separately. Because I find that most people that I talk to that saying, oh, I've only scanned around my house, or I've only done thrift stores, or I've only done garage sales, they don't know how to proceed to the next level. And it becomes a little bit tougher because you get like stuck in the mindset, oh, if it's not 50 cents, I'm not going to buy it because then I don't make a $5 profit, or I don't make a $15 profit, or whatever it is. And that mindset is really, really tricky to get out of. No $5 flips, girls and boys. Let's see. How much time a day do I spend working on Amazon? Amazon is my full-time business. So, I mean, 24/7, you know, I don't know, every single day of my life probably for the next couple of years until I decide to retire. I like it. I love it. I don't like it. I love it. I think that it's given me a huge opportunity to be able to be with my parents and to enjoy my life and to relax, believe it or not. I mean, I know it sounds kind of weird, like, oh, you have your own business and you work so many hours, but how do you relax? Like, I'm not even talking about vacation relax. I don't do vacations or anything like that. I'm just talking about the comfort of knowing that, you know, if I need to be home, I'm home. If I need to go to the doctor, I can go to the doctor. If I need to go grocery shopping, I can go grocery shopping. I'm not stressed about my time anymore. My time is a little bit freer, and I can manage differently. So if, let's say, I'm out all day and I'm shopping, or I'm, you know, getting a manicure, or whatever the case is, or, you know, having lunch with a girlfriend, you know, I know that at the end of the day, I have to come back and do my work. But I have that freedom. It's not like I'm at a 9 to 5 and the boss says to me, you know, Mandy, you have to sit down. It's 9 a.m. in the morning. You have to sit down, do your work. You get your 30-minute lunch break and you have to eat at your desk. And that's what my life was. That's honest to God what my life was. You know, and then you have to leave 7 o'clock at night. You know, I'll put you in a car home because it's so late and so dark, and take work home with you. And that wasn't what I wanted to do. And I was miserable and I was sick all the time because of it. And now I have the freedom. That's the best answer that I can give you. How much time do I spend? All my time. And I love every minute of it. Is the class for beginners? Yeah, absolutely. The class is totally for beginners. If you've never sold anything online before, if you've never sold anything on Amazon before, if you don't even have an Amazon account, that's okay. Believe it or not, we go from the very beginning, from the very, very bottom, all the way up to the top very, very quickly. We scale super fast. We want you guys to be able to learn about all of the different aspects of Amazon and, you know, and the different ways to make money. Quite honestly, there's so many different ways. What are you scanning for? I'm scanning for product to sell. I mean, we can talk about that separately. How often do you find yourself charging while in the hunt? I actually have an iPhone battery pack, which I purchased direct from Apple, which obviously just is my case for the phone. It makes the phone super heavy and it's so uncomfortable. but it gets the job done, and my phone never runs out of battery. But you can always get those external ones, you know, the bars, the power bars. You know, you plug it in overnight and you take it with you the next day and it works just the same. You just stick it in your bag, get a long cord, and keep on scanning. What's one of the first things I can do to get started selling on Amazon? Well, you set up your Amazon account, obviously. You set up as a professional. And what is the first? And you start scanning. I mean, that's, I guess, the best advice I could give you at this time. Do I actually use an Easter basket for my Easter bundles, even with their size? Yeah, that's what I said. You know, like the CVS baskets were those gigantic baskets that you see, but they weren't filled with much. They had, like I said, a coloring book, some crayons, some M&Ms, and a toy car or something like that. It was like really simple stuff. But yeah, you can use an Easter basket. There's tons of different options you can do. You don't need a gigantic Easter basket. They have those like nice little ones you can get like at the dollar store. Tons of different options again. When you bundle it, do I bundle it myself or do I have the factory do it? Let me ask my mom if the factory does it. My mom is the factory. No, I don't have a factory. My mom helps me with the creative aspect because I am not a creative person. No, we do it ourselves. We're hands-on. Sometimes one of my friends will come over and she'll help me. My best girlfriend, she'll come over and we'll do bundling late at night, or my mom will help me, or I have friends. Just anybody can do it. It's so simple, but you don't need anybody to do bundling for you. Monica. Hi, Monica. Hi, baby. How are you? Let's see. Oh, my God. Okay. What the hell was that? Somebody wrote, ew, I didn't see any of those comments. When do I teach OA? I teach it in the group. We teach retail arbitrage and online arbitrage. We teach bundling and listing optimization. We teach you how to start a listing from scratch and make sure that, you know, you guys are super successful. Hi, Christina. Where's the course? The course is all online. It's 14 days. I use an app called Telegram, and it's just phenomenal. I can send huge, large videos, and you guys can constantly interact with Shannon and Joe and Debbie and myself. How many shipments do I send in a week? A lot. If I have help. If I don't have help, not as many as I'd like to. Probably 2 or 3. I don't like to spend a lot of time doing shipments. Shannon can tell you, and anybody that's been doing Amazon for just even a little bit amount of time can tell you that the more stuff you have, the longer the shipment takes, and it can suck sometimes. You know, you start at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon thinking you're going to get it to UPS at 5 o'clock, and you're like still putting labels on stuff, or you're still wrapping stuff, or you're still, you know, looking for boxes at 5 o'clock, and it's hard sometimes. It can be really tough. Your back starts to hurt, and you get tired, and, you know, a little bit overwhelmed, obviously. So the more shipments you can send in, obviously, the better. Again, the whole expression, feed the beast, that's the terminology that everybody uses to say that the more you send to Amazon, the more money you'll make. That's basically what it boils down to. But yeah, I don't suggest sending in shipments that are small. I don't suggest sending in shipments that are incredibly large, that are almost impossible to manage. So if you can find that happy medium, you know, and again, what I do isn't what you should do. You shouldn't follow me because I send in 10 shipments a week, or I send in 1 shipment a week. You should find out what fits you, your lifestyle, your business model. If you have a family or children, obviously it's not always as easy. Obviously, if you have work, there are tons of things that can get in the way. So what's good for you may not be good for me, and vice versa. So, you know, you just do find the happy medium for what works best for you. It's so much fun, and even more fun to watch those bundles sell and sell. I agree. I mean, I refresh my app probably 150 times a day, and I'm not even kidding you when I say that. If I'm not sitting at the computer, I'll refresh it on my phone. Sometimes I'll sit in front of the computer and refresh it on my phone, which is just like neurotic, but that's just, you know, the excitement of it. It's super exciting. You know, you're sitting at home making money, or you're at work making extra money, you know, extra money that could potentially pay a light bill, a medical bill, get food on the table. You know, it's a rat race out there, and everybody knows it. It's so tough, you know, to make ends meet and to have a lifestyle that, you know, you feel like you deserve, a lifestyle that you want. And if you can find a way to make a little bit of extra money, why not? Why not try? I mean, it's almost impossible to fail this. The only thing that can fail this is you. There's nothing else that can fail this. This will work. You have to make it work. What did I do before this? I was actually in finance. I was an office manager and a personal assistant for a CEO of a finance company who was very abusive. Emotionally, he was not a nice person. And without getting into the whole spiel of it, I was there for almost 9 years. And I took a lot of abuse to the point where I was literally making myself physically ill every single day. Every single day I was sick. And that wasn't the right thing to do. And I probably did tons of damage to myself because of it. I know I did. So, was a tremendous opportunity. And I started this while I was working. And that's part of the reason why I was lazy. My mom was diagnosed with breast cancer and she was in the hospital a lot. And I was in the hospital or I was at work and my boss wasn't nice about my mother being sick. And it was just like a whole big nightmare. And, I was doing this and I wanted to do this. I wanted this to be successful. But again, I got in my own head and I said, I can't do it. I'm not going to be able to manage it. It's too much work. It's shipping and scanning. I don't have time. And then my best friend came over and she says to me, Mandy, let's just wrap it up and ship it out. And whatever happens at this point, let the chips fall. And like I said, it came in 2 days later and it sold. It literally checked into Pennsylvania 2 days later and everything sold. I couldn't have asked for a more perfect opportunity, that it was just sitting in my house for months because the excuses that I made were tremendous. I did not stop in my head. I was a failure before I even started. That's the worst mindset to be in when you're trying to start a business or be successful or go to the gym or start a diet or whatever the case is. Like, you don't want to start with in your mind that you're going to fail. Of course you're going to fail. If you're going to set yourself up for failure, of course you're going to fail. But yeah, it's the best decision I ever made. Honest to God, best decision I ever made. When you get approved to sell a bundle, do you also need to purchase a UPC code? Also, you don't get approved to sell bundles. You make bundles. You just make sure that you can sell all the brands inside. Do you still purchase a UPC code? Yes. I opened an Amazon account years ago before I was ready and it closed for inactivity and I'm real hard time getting a new account. Yeah, it's really tough. They're not easy. They're not nice and they're not easy. Anybody that tells you that Amazon is like a super cool, easy business, oh, let's make a couple extra dollars, is lying to you, is straight out flat lying to you. They're not telling you the truth. There's just so much opportunity out there that even Amazon knows what they're worth. They know what they're worth. They don't make it easy for us. They make sure that everything, we're on our P's and Q's all the time, our metrics, signing up new accounts. It can be really, really tough, really tough. If you want to send me a private message, I'll send you the information for the people that I use to help get accounts reinstated. But, I don't have any advice for you, unfortunately. I'm sorry. I wish I did. I'm in Canada and sell on Amazon.com. Can I restrict the item to Amazon Canada only? Absolutely. That's actually my suggestion to you, especially if you're just starting out. If you're just starting out in Canada, please stay with just Canada. Shipping costs and international, cross-border fees and just shipping alone can be astronomical. I mean, like crazy, crazy amounts. So until you're ready for that, I would suggest finding somebody that can help you doing cross-border and stuff because it was a nightmare. I did it a couple times and it was really, really tough for me to ship into Canada. I've been getting lots of hazmat on my candy bundle. Do you get hazmat? No, I don't get hazmat on my candy at all, ever. Depends on what's in it. If there's something else in it, it may be the way it was worded and it may be the way that the listing was made, if you made the listing yourself. Don't use a different email address. If they catch you, they will shut down both and you'll never get another account again for the person asking about getting reinstated with Amazon. Please do not use a different email address. Is it only new items to sell on Amazon? You can sell refurbished items. You can sell used items. It's up to you. I personally only sell new items. I find not only do they sell better, you get higher price. And there's no issue with people saying, oh, the item came broken or it's not, not what I thought it was. You don't want to, you don't want to think about any of that. You just want the item to be sold and make you money, basically. So I don't suggest it, but it's up to you. And it's at your, your discretion, your business model, whatever it is that you like. Let's see. If you're bundling an item, do the items have to be all from the same product name? No. No, it does not. Especially if you're doing something like an Easter bundle or a holiday bundle or something like that, you don't have to have all the same brand name. Let's see. Shannon says she used to use electronics and used books at one point. Again, it's up to you. It's entirely up to you. Can I scan with my Android phone? Yes, you can. Do what Mandy does. Don't reinvent the wheel. Don't do what I do. I want you guys to have your own business and your own success. I don't want you to do what I do. I want to help guide you, but I don't want to teach you only my method. I want you to learn all of the different ways for you to be successful, honestly. Let's see. How long did it take me to quit my job? 9 years. That's the best. Was his name Donald Trump, actually? That's a story. So somebody says that she could send in a shipment during tax season, you know, and have work and, you know, deal with all of the nonsense that goes on in just in life and in business and everything. And if anybody can do it, I mean, I can do it, you can do it, anybody can do it. It's not rocket science. I promise you that. I promise you that. Is it too late to do bundles for Easter? No, not really. I mean, if you hop on it, oh, that's so funny. I made it funny. If you hop on it, yes, you can do Easter bundles now, but you should get on it relatively quickly. Do I use TaxJar? Yeah, I have a lot of issues with figuring out taxes and stuff like that. I have a CPA that I use as well. As you start to scale your business and as it starts to grow, it becomes so much more complicated. It becomes a legitimate business very quickly, I'll tell you that. What's your great tip when it comes to creating keywords when listing? I use Merchant Words. I like Merchant Words when I'm looking for keywords. I think it's like $10 a month or something like that, and they'll be able to, you know, you type in a word and they'll tell you all the keywords that associate with that. Oh, you guys are so sweet. Does anybody else have any other questions? I'd like to answer any questions. I'm here for another few minutes. I'd be more than happy to talk to you about other stuff. We could talk a little bit about the group that we offer. It's a 2-week class, you know, and it's basically for beginners. We want you guys to learn retail arbitrage, online arbitrage, bundling, listing optimization, fulfillment, Amazon's policies, the back end, the logistics, just everything. You know, there's just so much to learn and just a very short amount of time. Can I talk about scanning? Scanning what, Jenny? What would you like to learn? You can message me directly. We can talk about the class. Anybody that has questions about the class, please just send me a message and we can go over it. I can explain to you exactly what it is that we're offering and what do I scan and why. Again, it's about picking a business model. You have to figure out what you prefer and what you like and what you know. Like, for example, I would never sell car parts. I don't know anything about cars. I don't drive. I don't know anything about cars in general, like just automotive things in general. So I wouldn't know what to scan, what to look for in terms of that. But if you scan something and you start to look for something that you like or something that you know, like for example, beauty items or gourmet food or household cleaning products or bedding and sheets or, you know, nail supplies or whatever the case is, or over-the-counter medicine, Tylenol, things, you know, just different things, makeup, things, a million different things you know about. That's what you'd pick to scan, and you'd pick something that you like, pick something that you know, and then take it from there. Somebody says, I got suspended. Can I get a new account? How soon? You have to contact somebody that handles suspensions, honestly. It's tough. It's really, really tough. Amazon is not joking. They don't play. They don't play around. I wish I had better information. I don't. You know, it's a really, really tough gig to get past. Honestly, they're not very kind. They know what they're worth. Any basic tips for OA? You need to search a lot. You need to go on to different websites. Here's the best tip. I got the very best tip for you. Don't follow everybody's ideas of what hot products, bolos there are out there on Target, on Kmart, on Sears, on Walmart. Don't follow everybody's lead, because it will lead you down a path that will not be profitable. Come up with your own decisions, do your own research, make your own ideas and suggestions, and form your own business and your own thoughts. Following the leader is never going to get you success. It's only going to keep you where you are or set you back. So that's my best basic tip for OA. Do you have a scanning app on your phone? No, I don't. Just the Amazon seller app. For bundling, does the item have to have a UPC, for example? If I get party favors, can I split them up and repackage them, say by color? That's a tricky question. It would have to be on a case-by-case basis, and I don't really... I mean, that's like a tough question, honestly. I'd have to know more about it, and it's probably not the best time to answer it now with only just a few minutes left. But yeah, if you want to send me a private message and talk to me about it, I don't mind answering some questions. If you were to get, Mika says, if she was to pay to get ungated, which category would you suggest? Again, Mika, it's about your business model. Whatever your business model is, you follow the lead. I mean, some people want to get ungated in baby products. Some people want to get ungated in shoes. Some people want to get ungated in topicals. Some people want to get ungated in automotive product or luggage. It's whatever your business model, fits your business model. If I want to keep growing, do you recommend to keep sending in boxes? Absolutely. Do not stop. What if my first box of diff doesn't sell? I followed the rules of class, so it should. Well, let's be positive about it then. You should always send stuff in. If it doesn't sell, it will sell at some point. Anybody that tells you differently is not telling you the truth. Everything sells on Amazon. Now, I can't promise you when it's going to sell. It can sell today, tomorrow, 3 days, 6 days, 6 weeks, 6 years. Everything will sell. A lot of it sells around Christmas. I'll be very honest with you. All of the old stuff that's been lying there stagnant will sell around the holidays, November and December. But yes, absolutely keep sending. Do not stop sending. What kind of things can get you suspended? A lot of stuff. Not being honest to Amazon, taking ideas from other people, stealing copywritten stuff, borrowing copywritten stuff. There's a lot of things, but if you do it right, you learn the right way, you learn the right methods, there's no reason for you to be suspended. Zero reason. As an individual seller on Amazon, do we ship our items as similar to Poshmark? I don't have much information, honestly, about individual seller accounts. I don't want to mislead you. I've never used one. I never suggest anybody to use one. I don't suggest doing merchant fulfillment for anybody that's ever taken my class or anybody that is in my class currently. I think merchant fulfillment is very dangerous, and that's a good way to get suspended. One person has a bad day and says that, I don't know, the pen that I sent them doesn't work, and they leave me a negative feedback, and Amazon says, well, it's your fault. You sent a bad pen. And then that feedback stays. They don't remove it. If I send this pen into Amazon and it doesn't work, or they say it doesn't work, Amazon will protect me and they'll remove that feedback. So I don't suggest selling it as an individual seller. But again, it's up to you. But you should look into that if that's something that you want to do. If you scan something and it's not sold on Amazon and you create a listing, do you find it takes longer to sell? Should I expect it to sit for a while? If you did your listing optimization, if you did your investigating, if the brand is a popular brand, it should be relatively easy to sell. There shouldn't be any reason for it to sit. I have a going down the rabbit hole problem with OA. I try so hard. Send me a message. I'll show you some stuff. What stores do I shop at the most? I love all stores. I can shop anywhere. I can shop at the grocery store for stuff, or I can shop at like high-end stores. I can shop anywhere for retail arbitrage. Literally anywhere. It doesn't even matter. I shop discount stores. The sky is the limit. I mean, a lot of people will say like TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Ross. There are even simple places like BJ's or Costco that people don't really hit. And I don't know why. Do I see myself doing Amazon even when I reach 90? You mean next year? No, just kidding. No, I mean, obviously, this isn't going to be a forever thing, but, you know, working it now and having this great feeling of accomplishment and, you know, making money and being successful and feeling like, you know, the sky is the limit right now, I wouldn't stop for anything. My birthday just passed last month, a month ago. I just turned 40. I'm not ashamed of it. I'm proud of it. I'm not going to be 90. But yeah, I mean, I love it. I'm active and I love it. And I love to shop anyway. So what's the difference? It's either I'm out shopping, spending my money, or I'm out shopping, spending my own money, and then making it back plus some. I mean, you know, but everybody gets gifts. I mean, I buy gifts for myself. I buy gifts for my mom and stuff. It's just part of the nature of the game. What if you make your own products? I don't give any advice on anything that's made by you or by a Chinese manufacturer. I know nothing about private label, and I won't even lie to you and tell you that I do. Do I think Amazon's fees are high? No, I spoke about it earlier. I don't think Amazon's fees are high. I actually think they're very fair. Do I have people that help you, or do I do everything on my own? I started on my own. My mom does help me with the creative aspect. I do have several employees that work with me. I have a full-time, I have 2 part-time, and I have lots of friends. I just enjoy it so much. My boyfriend carries bags. Like, we all pitch in. We all just try to, like, get things going and make money and be successful. I mean, it's literally like a family business, honestly. You're scared of storage fees. If you're doing it right, then you shouldn't be worried about storage fees because you won't have any. Let's see. Make hay while the sun shines, right? That's a great terminology. That's awesome. What about taking pics and posting the product, or does Amazon do it for you? No, I do my own pictures. I do my own photo taking. It's annoying. I'm not going to say that it's fun. Some people love to take pictures. I'm not one of them. I don't have a fancy setup or anything. It's okay. I mean, but you have to take your own pictures, especially if you're listing something. Thank you for the birthday wishes. I purchased UPC's codes off of eBay. Does Amazon automatically generate a barcode for my product, or was I supposed to purchase the barcode labels that were attached? No, you use the UPC for the listing, and then once the listing is finished and you go to send it in, Amazon will produce an ASIN barcode for you, and that's the item that's going to go onto your actual product so that they can scan it themselves. Do I use a credit card with a particular kind of bonus points to buy merchandise or anything like that? Absolutely. If you can, absolutely. There's no reason not to. If you can make cash back, frequent flyer miles, bonus points, you name it. I mean, if you can do it, absolutely. If you have a credit card that you can use, obviously I will tell you, be very careful with your credit card debt. You don't want to get in too deep. You want to make sure that you can get out easy if you need to. So maybe put a limit on yourself, cap it, and say, you know, once I hit 10,000, I want to make sure that I put, you know, 10,000 plus back on it. Or if I hit 1,000, I want to put 1,000 plus back on it. Whatever the case is. I would also suggest not necessarily taking a payday for a little bit until your business is flowing. Just keep reinvesting it back into the business. I don't talk about storage fees. I'm actually running out of time. I have a minute left. I don't really talk about storage fees, but you can go on to Amazon, and Amazon's their help will be able to talk to you and discuss storage fees. Do I have a course that will teach you how to teach other people how to FBA sell? No, it's just me. I teach you. I don't teach anybody else. Do I do any meetups in New York? Maybe one day. I never know. Things happen. You never know. I am going to save this. I will make sure that you guys can watch this again if you like. And if you have any questions, obviously, always feel free to message me. Shannon had to run out, but you know, I thank you guys for being part of this, and the ride has just been great. And thank you for following me and loving and just being so kind to me all the time. I really appreciate it. If you want information about the beginners class, feel free to message me. I'm always around, you know, and I'm always here to give out information. I don't hold anything back. I'm not trying to hurt anybody, whether you take the class or not. I'm always trying to help. So thank you so much, guys. I hope you have a great night. Happy Monday. Yes, intermediate class coming, maybe summer. Bye, guys.